Hey guys, welcome back to another video, first video of the year. I am very excited, and I didn't want to just jump into the usual I watched this so you don't have to series. I did want to start the year off kind of taking a look back at 2022, looking at all the movies that we watched, all of the movies that I wish I didn't watch, and kind of just talk about the year as a whole. So first I'm going to talk about the top 10 most popular movies of 2022. I'm pulling this list from Digital Trends article online, which I will link down below. So starting us off at number 10 is Black Adam. I really enjoyed Black Adam. There's a lot that has gone on since the film's release, but focusing on the movie, I really liked it. It was enjoyable. It was entertaining. Yeah, sure, there was a lot that could have been done better. There was a lot that I wish had happened, especially revolving around the Justice Society. I wish we got more details, more backstory. Again, if you watched the video that I did on Black Adam, I'm not familiar with the source material, so I really wish that we got more details, more character building, more team building. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. The Rock doing what The Rock does. I'm not mad about it. So it was an enjoyable movie. Coming in at number 9 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I absolutely love this movie. We talked about it before. There was a lot that I really loved about the movie, but the one thing that I loved most about it is the same reason why I liked the first Sonic movie, getting excited for the next installment. So I'm very excited to see the future of the franchise. Again, really enjoy Sonic, like just the property, Sonic the Hedgehog. I really enjoy all of the characters. I love the colors. It's just a fun time, and the movie was fun. The voice acting was fantastic. I really loved the addition of Idris Elba, and as usual, Jim Carrey killed it. Love the human characters. Like I talked about in the Sonic the Hedgehog video that I did, I don't typically like human characters in these types of movies, but I really enjoy all of the human characters in this franchise. Coming in at number 8 is Thor: Love and Thunder. Maybe an unpopular opinion now that we've had the time to digest the movie. I liked the movie. It was fun. I do think that it was over the top. It was a little too goofy, and it was definitely pushing the tone that Thor Ragnarok set up. I think it just needed to be reeled back a little bit more. I do really enjoy Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher. It was very cool to see him. I really loved the use of color, the use of black and white was super interesting. I really love elements of this movie and relationships that it brought and kind of pushed to the forefront. I just wish it was better. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. Coming in at number 7 is going to be The Batman. We did not talk about it on this channel, but I did review it on my Instagram. And I'm not familiar with Batman. I'm going to put this right up front. Pretty much anything that has to do with DC, I am looking at it with fresh eyes. So I don't really know much about Batman beyond like Michael Keaton Batman, George Clooney Batman, Christian Bale Batman. Like that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. So going into this movie, I know what I know about Batman from the previous Batman films. That said, this was a really good movie. I didn't mind the runtime at all. I really loved the acting. Every single actor nailed it. I do remember one of my issues was that we didn't get as much of the relationship between Alfred and Bruce, which I really wanted to see. Robert Pattinson did spend a lot of time in the Batman suit, which I loved. But there's that. If that's like a story issue, it was definitely something that stood out for me. Zoe Kravitz, a dream. Colin Farrell nailed it. The practical effects, fantastic. The Batmobile, hearing the sound in XD, oh my gosh. Fantastic. Absolutely loved that movie. Coming in at number 6 is Minions: Rise of Gru, which I did not see in theaters. I do remember I saw like the first and second Despicable Me in theaters. I think I saw one of the Minion movies in theaters. Minions are very popular, but I'm just like, it's a little bit much. Coming in at number 5 is the conclusion to the entire Jurassic franchise, Jurassic World Dominion. I like dinosaurs. Okay, like I said in the Jurassic World Dominion video, like anybody with good taste, I like dinosaurs. So I really enjoyed this movie. It was so entertaining. It was so fun. But, I still have beef with the idea that this is the conclusion to the entire thing. Like, that's it. That's it. I feel like they could probably do maybe like one more movie to really wrap up all of the ideas and things that the previous Jurassic World movies brought up. Maybe that's just me. There was just something missing in this movie, but it was entertaining. It was fun. It was a good addition to the franchise in terms of the dinosaurs, some of the characters, and some of the storylines that the characters had. But overall, it just didn't stick the landing for me. Coming in at number 4, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And there were a lot of things that I liked about the movie. One thing, the director, Sam Raimi, did a lot of really, really cool things. Another thing, seeing the multiverse, seeing the Illuminati, Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier coming in, Reed Richards, John Krasinski. There was a lot of really cool elements that I really liked, but one woman stands above it all, and that is Wanda Maximoff. Elizabeth Olsen, absolutely, she's come so far in the character, and this movie just blew my mind. Her acting, amazing. The character, just how far she's come. Again, the character journey is just fantastic, and we love it. We support her. Coming in at number 3, another Marvel movie, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. You guys already know how I feel about this movie. I have a lot of feelings. It is everything. Absolutely love it. Coming in at number 2, Avatar: The Way of Water. I am going to be posting a video on that one later. I'm going to be filming it right after I film this one. And you guys, I have a lot of thoughts. But in short, it looks stunning. Visually, amazing, breathtaking, gorgeous. The movie is probably one of the best looking movies of the year, hands down. Speaking of best looking movies of the year, coming in at number 1 is Top Gun Maverick. You guys, I remember when I made the video and I was typing up my review, the movie, amazing. I am a fan of practical effects. If you've been here for a while, then you already know. Your girl loves practical effects, and the movie just blew me away. Now we're going to move out of the top 10 and we're moving into movies that I wanted to see, but I didn't. So these are movies that I just didn't get a chance to watch in theaters. I didn't get a chance to stream them. I was just too busy doing other things. So I really wanted to see them, but I just completely missed out. In no particular order, we have Everything Everywhere All at Once. This movie garnered so much praise and I really wanted to watch it. I think other movies that I wanted to see more were coming out in theaters around the same time, so I just didn't get a chance to see it. I've heard so many good things about this movie. I've seen a lot of TikToks on it. I just never got around to it. Next up, and I'm just going to put these two together, it's going to be X and Pearl. I really wanted to see both of these movies. I just didn't get around to it. X looked like, based off the poster, because I saw the poster first, based off of that, I thought it was going to be some weird type of... If you've been here for a minute, then you know I'm not really like into super overtly sexual things in film if it's not necessary. So that's the type of movie that I thought it was going to be. Then I saw the trailer, then I saw a little bit more like other reviews on the movie, and I was like, well, wait a minute. This is actually kind of my cup of tea. And then I just never got around to watching it. Then I saw Pearl had come out, and it wasn't in theaters long enough. Again, same with Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think it was just other movies were coming out around the same time, so I watched those instead of that one. So I completely missed Pearl in the theaters. Another one, I know not as good and beloved as the other three, but I did want to watch Pray for the Devil. I just never got around to it because it was my birthday around the time the movie was released, and then I went to Disneyland, so I just that ship sailed and I missed it. So you guys, let me know if you've seen any of these 4 movies. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the movies. They are in my watch list. I will watch them. We will talk about them. I just need some time. Let's talk about some of the worst movies of the year, you guys. If you've been here for a minute and you've watched my videos, then you already know. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Not only that, but I'm also going to put Morbius up there. It was not Morbin time, okay? It was not Morbin time, and it was not time for a Jeepers Creepers reboot, sequel, whatever that situation was. Oh my goodness. I will say that Morbius definitely has a leg up on Jeepers Creepers Reborn just because the quality of the film is much higher, but it's still bad. Okay, let's talk about Jeepers Creepers Reborn first. What what? Like, there was so many good opportunities to flesh out the character of the Creeper. There was a lot of weird stuff going on in that movie, and if you watched my video, then you know. Spoilers, I apologize. There was a cult, which could have worked. I do think it's very creepy and like makes your skin crawl, like spine chilling when there's cults involved, because it's just so creepy, the cult mentality. Ooh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I really think that it could have worked, but not like that. Not like that. It was awful. It was terrible, and I absolutely hated it. The green screen, the special effects, super weird, super wonky. The practical effects, like the makeup, the design, the costume for the Creeper. What a big miss, you guys. What a big miss. The writing was weird. If you really want to know all my thoughts, go ahead and watch the video that I did last year, because what the heck? Morbius, where do I start? There was just so much that I didn't like about that movie in terms of storytelling. Jared Leto, I think I actually said it in the video where I talked about Morbius, say what you want about him. I've seen him in some really good roles. I've also seen him in really bad roles. So he can do it. I just don't know what he was doing in that movie. It was super bad. It was bad. So moving on from the worst movies of the year, not bad movies, good movies. Very good movies, but movies that left me saying, what the actual fuck? So we've got Men and Crimes of the Future. Both of these movies were good. I liked them. I fully understood them. Now, whether or not I had to do research after I left the theater or not, I understood these movies. But what was I watching? What was on screen? Men, the last, like, what was that? The last 20 minutes, was it? Oh my gosh. What? I was completely open-minded, but I was still like, gee whiz, that's pretty intense. For Crimes of the Future, I get it, but like, what? What? Now, I know we already covered Digital Trends top 10 movies of the year, but these are my top movies in no particular order. Definitely Top Gun. I do agree with that one. Again, the practical effects, fantastic. Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise things, fine. But it really is the practical effects that are fantastic. I do like the storyline. There was a little bit of a pacing issue in there, but overall, fantastic movie. Next up, we have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I absolutely love the movie, love the tribute, love the acting, love the culture, love the representation, love the music, love the look, everything about the movie. I love it. Next up is gonna be Barbarian. I absolutely love this movie. The tone, the tonal shift, the characters, the character development or lack thereof. I really love that it kind of kept you guessing as to what was going on. When you think you know what was going on, you really don't know what's going on. I love how brutal it was. It was interesting. It was different. And if you haven't seen it, I would definitely check that one out. If you're into horror, it's so good. Next up is gonna be Prey. This movie is fantastic and definitely a kind of a breath of life into the Predator franchise that it so desperately needed, because it is the best Predator movie, maybe aside from the original Predator film, but it definitely is the best looking Predator movie. The acting is fantastic. The character design for the Predator, love it. The actor that was in the suit, fantastic. I really love to see like the behind the scenes stuff. Also, the rescue dog Coco, love. Fantastic. It's such a good movie, and if you haven't seen it, if you like action, if you like that kind of, I think I mentioned it in my Prey video, the kind of stripped down, bare, raw kind of story, it's really, really good. Now, next up, and I debated on whether or not to add this one because you guys ripped me in the video that I posted, but it is what it is. And honestly, after listening to a podcast, it's Drew Offawalo and she had Jay Stubes on there. After listening to the podcast twice, you know what? Screw it. The Woman King was one of the best movies of 2022. At me in the comments below, that's fine, because you won't be saying anything I haven't already heard in the comment section of the video that I posted. Anyway, the movie, fantastic. I love the practical effects. I love the action. And that's really what draws me in. I really love strong female characters supporting strong female characters. We don't see it enough in movies. We don't see it enough in TV shows. We don't see it enough, period. So I really loved to see that. I love the strength. I love the vulnerability. And the action, the practical action, the behind the scenes, and all of that stuff, super interesting. I'm going to leave more links down below. And in the Woman King video, I did leave a link on the documentary that Lupita Nyong'o did, because she was actually supposed to play the role of Naniska, and she turned the role down because of the history of the Agoji warriors. So I'm going to leave a link down below to that because it is very, very interesting. Now, those were some of my best movie of the year picks, but my favorite movies. So my favorite movies that I would, if you haven't watched them, I would say watch them. So my list, I've only got 3 movies up there. I got Barbarian, I've got Nope, and I've got Black Panther Wakanda Forever. If you have not seen those 3 movies, I would highly recommend them if you're interested in the genre, the story, the actors, the directors. Definitely take a look at these movies. These are my favorites of the year. I also have videos on my channel talking about all of these movies. Honorable mentions for my favorite movies of the year and best movies of the year are going to be Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I absolutely loved that movie. As you can tell from the video I posted, I loved it to pieces and it looks gorgeous. Right up on the list is going to be Smile. I absolutely love the movie. It is streaming. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna spoil it. The monster, the demon, the entity at the end is what really sold me on that movie. The acting was great. I loved the blood. I loved the gore. I loved the jump scares. I loved the quiet jump scares. But that ending, that character design, that creature design, I love that kind of shit. Next up is gonna be Bullet Train, and I really love this movie. Love the music, love the style, I love the action. It was really a lot of fun. Speaking of style and action, The Princess is also on my list of honorable mentions. I really enjoy the action. Joy King did a fantastic job. And rounding out my list is going to actually be The Batman. I really enjoyed the movie. I think they did a fantastic job. I really want to see more of Robert Pattinson as Batman. I really want to see more of him actually as Bruce Wayne. But maybe we'll get that, maybe we don't. We'll see. DC's kind of up in the air right now. And before I let you guys go, we gotta talk about my most anticipated movies of 2023. You guys, while I was putting this list together, I actually had to delete some movie titles because the list is too long. So starting us off, and this is in no particular order, but I gotta start off first with John Wick. I am obsessed. We love Keanu Reeves in this house. I absolutely love him, and John Wick 50, chapter 50. I will be here for every single John Wick movie. I don't care. I absolutely love the franchise and I'm so excited to see chapter 4. Speaking of not caring how many installments are in a franchise, Scream 6. You guys, there are so many possibilities. I've been reading a lot of theories and stuff online, so I'm very, very excited to see what happens in that movie. Transformers, Rise of the Beast. You guys, we have not had an opportunity to talk about it, but it doesn't mean I don't want to. I love Transformers, and I'm very excited to see all of the new characters. I'm so excited to see characters that I remember seeing when I watched Beast Wars back in the days. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Speaking of very excited, Knock at the Cabin. I really want to see this movie because, unpopular opinion, maybe I really like M. Night Shyamalan. Also, Batista, I've read in an interview of his that he wants to do more serious roles and he wants to be taken seriously as an actor, and I feel like he's gonna deliver. I'm so excited to see what he's going to bring in this movie. Speaking of being excited, I want to see Barbie, you guys. I want to see Barbie. I saw the trailer that they put out, and oh my gosh, the side-by-side with the 2001 Space Odyssey. That's hilarious. I really want to see this movie. Speaking of movies that I really want to see, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Yo, I saw the trailer and I'm very, very excited because it looks good. It looks like it's going to be giving us some things that I have been wanting from Indiana Jones for a while. So we'll see. Dipping our toe into horror, Evil Dead Rise. Oh my gosh, it doesn't look as scary or traumatizing, I would say, as the last Evil Dead film, which maybe because I was younger, that freaked me out. Maybe I need to rewatch it. Very excited for that one. Also, Infinity Pool. Mia Goth has been like having the time of her life right now. I know I didn't watch X or Pearl, but I really do want to see her in this movie. I saw a trailer and it kind of like, kind of made my skin crawl a little bit, but I want to see this movie. Going back to what I said about I don't care how many films are in a franchise, I will keep watching. Fast and Furious is one of them. Fast X, very excited. I'm also excited about Mario. I want to visit the world. I'm just mad that Chris Pratt is there. I'm very excited about The Little Mermaid. Say what you want about Disney rebooting like all of their movies to live action, but I'm here for it. Halle Bailey looks like she's gonna kill it. She sounds amazing. She looks gorgeous. Very excited about that movie. And of course, we're not going to finish off this list of most anticipated films for me without talking about a few Marvel movies that I'm very excited to see. The first one is not part of the MCU, but Across the Spider-Verse. You guys, we are getting a sequel to one of the best Spider-Man movies, and I'm very excited about it. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I'm very, very excited about this movie. I'm really excited to explore the quantum realm, the relationship between Scott and Cassie, considering how much time he's missed with her. Very interesting. I want to see what they get into, and I'm eager to see more of Kang. That's going to be very interesting and hopefully not heartbreaking. Next up is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I'm very, very eager to see this movie. I really enjoy all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, specifically obviously for Rocket, and I love Zoe Saldana as Gamora. But that soundtrack, you guys, the first two movies have a spectacular soundtrack, so I'm very eager to see what kind of songs we'll be hearing in Volume 3. Also, the story is just getting bigger, so I'm very interested to see where it goes. That brings us to the end of the video where I recapped 2022 in movies with you and kind of got into a little bit of 2023. I'm very excited to see all these movies, come back and talk to you guys about them. If you like the video, go ahead and leave the video a thumbs up so I know you like the video. Let me know down below your thoughts on any of the movies that I talked about. Are my favorites not your favorites? A wise woman once said, 2 things can be true at once. My favorite could be your most hated movie. We're both right. So there's that. Let me know about most anticipated films of the year. That was my list. That was my shortened down list. What are some of the movies that you're looking forward to in 2023? Let me know down below. While you're down there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next movie that I'm going to be watching for you. I did finally watch Avatar: The Way of Water. I did push it off for a little bit. Also, Megan, you guys, I have some thoughts. So subscribe so you don't miss those videos. But until the next video, spread positivity, be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye.